Those of you who know me know that I like my fashion. And since living in Seoul for the past 2 months, I've picked up a decent amount of clothing. So I'm gonna run through everything I've bought since moving to Seoul. Let's do this. I think the best way to do this is through different sections. Let's start with the trousers, or as you Americans like to say, with the pants. First up, I picked these up from a company called Land, or I don't know how you pronounce it. There's an accent on the A. I don't know if you're meant to say the accent or not. Who knows? Regardless, they stock more like niche, smaller brands in their stores, and you can see their new collections, their old collections. They rotate through the seasons, etc. And I picked up these black pleated trousers from there, and the actual company they're from is called Lemme. Let me show you the tag real quick. They're from this company, Lemme. I don't know if it's actually French or it's a Korean brand that's trying to sound French. Who knows? These, you've seen me wearing a couple fits. Am I gonna try everything on today? Sure, let's go for it. Next up, I actually thrifted these cargos when I was at Dongmyo flea market. I like a patchwork kind of cargo. They're pretty cool. As you can see, there's different colors on them, different textures. But nah, these are cool, very baggy. Have a drawstring on the ankle as well, so you can cuff them if you want to. But these are pretty cool. Next up, I rinsed these a little bit. I forget where I got them from. I remember where the store was. Basically in Myeongdong. It was like an underground streetwear, Korean hip-hop streetwear. I can't remember the name of the place. Anyway, they're like a denim, but like a very thin denim, where they're almost like a denim cargo. They've got these clasps inside as well, which allow you to like open them up or close them, which is pretty cool. It's pretty unique. It means you can cuff them a little bit so they don't drag on the floor when you wear them. But yeah, these ones are nice. Next up are another pair of black pleated trousers. Now I've been feeling my black pleated trousers lately. These ones are slightly different. They're less like formal. These are a bit more casual. They're from a company called Avant-Dress. Sounds about right. It's trying to sound like it's French. Avant-garde, all that stuff. It's called Avant-Dress. This is from AK Plaza in Hongdae. These are pretty cool, good price as well. I remember the prices, I'll put them up on the screen, or the rough prices. But yeah, these are pretty cool as well. Now time for the two latest pickups. I got these the other day from Shinsa. Again, these are from Land as well. So I went in there, they had a store in Shinsa, pretty big one. And I went through the racks, found some cool black jeans. I've been wanting some black jeans for a minute. And I found these ones with a nice wash, a little bit of distressing on the front as well. And they've got a nice little fit, which we'll see in a second. Yeah, these are about 25 pounds, maybe what, $37? I don't know, I'll put the conversion up. But these are not bad. Last but not least, I don't think I'm forgetting anything, I hope not. But I think this is the last pair of like trouser pants I bought. Are these denim jorts. I know jorts was a thing last summer. But I was never able to find a pair I liked that fit nicely, that was baggy enough, that was long enough. Because obviously we have to cover our aura. Can't be having our knees on display. So I found these yesterday again in Land from a company called Penfield. I tried them on and you know what? They fit kind of nice. So these were probably, out of everything I showed you, these are probably the most expensive item. They're a higher quality denim, that's why. These are about 50 pounds. Maybe a little bit less because there was a discount, maybe like 45 pounds for these, like about $60. Which is not bad because the quality is good and this is like a lifelong piece, you know. Anyway, now I'm gonna try those all on for you and you're gonna have a little runway to see what everything looks like. Next up, let's run through some of the outerwear pieces we picked up. Now, because we're going into spring, I haven't picked up too many. I picked up maybe a couple sweaters, a hoodie, and a jacket. So let's run through those now. I'll show you guys what we're working with. First up, this is from Lab Studio. I don't remember going into a store called Lab Studio. It had another name, but that's what it says on the tag. It's this gray, kind of cropped sweater, very simple, very basic. It's a nice minimal piece. I've been wearing this to work a few times. Like, it's very easy to style. Not too thick, but thick enough that if I need to keep warm, I can layer up with this. This is a nice solid piece. Next up, from the same store, I believe, but on a different day. I don't actually remember anymore. But this was also from Hongdae. I picked up this sweater vest. I've had bad experiences with sweater vests. I think they look so good on Pinterest and on other people online. And I try and style them and I put them on and it's like, it doesn't fit right. It's never on the shoulder properly. It's never hanging right. It's always too long or too short. I don't really know how to style a sweater vest. But I have one in case I ever figure it out. Next up, this is probably my favorite thing I've thrifted since being out here. It is a Yankees hoodie. Now, I'm not into baseball. I know nothing about baseball, in fact. But I saw the colors, this nice blue, and the cream logo. And blue and cream is a nice combo. So I picked up this hoodie. Yankees logo on the front, on the back, shouting out New York. Shout out to my New Yorkians. Don't think that's a thing. Shout out to my people from New York. Yeah! It was about £35, I think, if I remember correctly. Thrifting out here is kind of expensive. Either you go to like the places where like they have like the cheap stuff, like the £5, $10 stuff, but it's all just like generic, like a Nike tee that's kind of creased and has a little stain here or something. And obviously those places exist, but you're not going to find anything there. But if you go to the actual vintage stores, a lot of the time they're curated, and that means they can then charge a higher price. Like this store had some very cool stuff in it, but because the stuff was all cool, you can up the price, and then you're paying like £35, which is the price of a new hoodie in a vintage store. There's no real like charity shop or like Goodwill, like proper thrift bin experience out here that I've found so far. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's any way you'd recommend me checking out for thrifting in Seoul, leave it in the comments. But so far I haven't found anywhere with like some really good prices where you have to really like search for stuff. It seems pretty curated. But nonetheless, oh, one more jacket. Now this final piece, this was very impulsive. I think I told you guys a story in one of the vlogs. I was outside and it was like 2 degrees, but I was not layered up properly, and it suddenly turned to nighttime and it dropped to like 0 and I was freezing. The wind was attacking my neck, attacking my chest. I was cold. So I went into the first store that I could see, like the only store open, to find a jacket, and this was on sale, and I thought, you know what, maybe one day I'll wear this again. But we got this long coat. This is some Sherlock Holmes type here. But yeah, this is one of those things where when I need it, I'll need it. If I'm going to a wedding and in the winter, I'm gonna need a jacket like this. I got it on me. So I can't complain. It was picked up, it saved me that day, it can maybe save me in the future, we'll see. I just realized there's one hoodie I didn't show you guys. This green New York City one. I just realized that I keep buying New York City hoodies. I don't know why, I guess the New York City looks good on a hoodie. It's the green one with the blue text. This is like the first thing I picked up in Seoul. I needed another hoodie and I saw it and it was warm. I just got it. But now, let me try these all on for you. And then it's on to the t-shirts and tops. The next section, like I said, is t-shirts and tops. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't actually picked up any t-shirts that's been out here. It's all been shirts. So let me run through what I got. First up, we have this contrast stitch, kind of denim. I think it's denim. Feels like denim. But this is actually a set. It comes with some shorts as well. I don't usually wear sets like this. I thought the pieces are nice separately as well as together, so I got it and picked this up. And this will be good for summer, so that's why I picked this one up. Next item on the list, now you guys have probably seen me rinse this a couple times, but it's this flannel. I just love the colors on this when I saw it. You know, it's actually a funny story. So obviously you guys know I'm teaching out here. So one of my students in class had something very similar to this. And I was like, that is fire. Where did you get it from? And the kid obviously didn't know where it was from because his parents bought it for him. So I saw the brand of the one he was wearing and I found it online. And it was from a company called like Cherry Driver Seoul or something. Bro, the kid is about 7. The flannel cost about $200. I was like, ain't no way I'm paying $200 for a flannel. Anyway, randomly when I was in AK Plaza, I just saw this in the shop window. And this is identical to the one that he has. Except obviously it's not the same brand. This was way cheaper. This is like $30. So I saw it, I copped it, had to do it. And I actually wore it to school one day and he happened to wear it on the same day. He was like, oh my God, teacher, we're matching. Pretty wholesome. Anyway, next item on the list. Now this is another item I thrifted actually at Dongmyo when I was there. It was this green Ralph Lauren overshirt. It's a thicker material, so it was good in like winter. It'll be good again in autumn. Probably not really a summer shirt because of how thick it is. But it was a nice shade of green. You know, it matches my eyes, things of that nature. So I picked it up and I can wear it open or closed. So it was a pretty good investment. Okay, last but not least, on the shirt front, is this blue and white striped shirt. Now I've been wanting a nice striped blue and white shirt for the longest time. Ever since I watched one K-drama, I even forget the name now, but I watched one and the MC was wearing something like this with a nice stripe. When I saw it, I was like, damn, that looks good and I want something like that. But I was unable to find anything like it in the UK. But again, when I was out here, I think it was even the same store. Yeah, it is. It's Avant Dress, the same store in AK Plaza that I got the trousers from and that flannel. I saw this and I was like, you know what? Today's the day. You guys have probably seen me in a couple fits in this if you've been watching the vlogs. But this has a nice fit, a nice color, definitely summer vibes right here. So I'm happy. I was wrong, that was not the last shirt. We have one more. I picked this up yesterday again at A-Land. Which brand is this? Oh, wait a minute. It's Lemme again. I don't know why I keep buying from the same brands. I guess when you find a brand you like, you find a brand you like. It's even got the tag still on it, but yeah, I found this green flannel. It's not a flannel material, which is nice. It's a very thin material, very breathable. So for summer, I can put this on. I might even put it on for today's fit when we step out. Price-wise, it was about £30, but I think there's a discount, so probably about £22. About $31. I'm just guessing with these price conversions. I hope I'm actually right. I'm putting the numbers up on screen. Alright, so you know me, I love my shoes. Unfortunately, I could only bring like 3, maybe 4 pairs with me from the UK, so that gave me an excuse that I could then come and buy shoes out here. So first up, we've got the classics, the one and only, the Robbery 1, aka the Black Air Forces. In Seoul, for some reason, when you wear these, you don't look like a hoodlum. In the UK, and I know in the US as well, if you wear these, you're standing on business. But over here, it's a stylish choice. An all black shoe, goes in pretty much every fit. I had to pick them up. And like I showed you in the vlog, these were very cheap. I only paid about £60 for these, which is about $80 for a pair of Air Force Ones, which usually they're about $120, $150, depending on your currency. So this was a very good pickup. And I've been rinsing these recently. As you can see, I've kind of already creased the toe box a little bit. But it is what it is. Shoes are made to be worn. Next up though, yesterday when I was in Shinsa again, found another thrift store, and this one had so many shoes. If you guys watch next week's vlog, you will actually see the amount of shoes they had. They had Jordans, they had some Yeezys there, had some New Balance, and it was all reasonably priced as well because it was secondhand stuff. They didn't just up the price for vibes. But obviously no boxes, so that was good because it brought the price down. And varying qualities. Anyway, I picked up these Shashiko Dunks. When these came out, I remember I wanted them. But at the time I was like, I don't really need new shoes, and obviously being back home I had a lot of shoes already. But I just saw these in the corner, I was like, you know what, let me try them on. They might be my size. Perfect fit, like Cinderella, like whoosh, straight into the heel. So I picked these up and I only paid 75,000 won, which is like what, £38? Like $50 for a pair of Dunks that are in very good condition. A little bit of creasing on the toe box, but that's natural with this kind of material. I think they're denim on the upper. But yeah, I picked these up, I'm happy with them, can't complain. that's everything. So, let me know, guys. Have I done well? I feel like I could have spent way more money since being out here. I feel like it's a decent amount for 2 months. It's maybe like, now that I look at the pile in my bed, I'm actually kind of concerned. I went a bit crazy. But when in Rome, you know, when in Seoul, you got to do what you do in Seoul. You got to look good. What I want to know is which item is your favorite. It can be a pair of trousers, the jorts, some of the shirts, maybe the jacket or some shoes. Which piece do you think is the best pickup? Also, I need you guys to do me a huge favor and to make sure you like the video, you leave some comments down below, you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell, and you share this video with people you think who might like it. So make sure to follow on all the socials, the TikTok and the Instagram. The links are in the description. And as always, thank you for watching and stay blessed.